Welcome back to DBL. Jessica Simpson continues to make headlines thanks to her new tell-all memoir, Open Book, and she is sparing no one. And let me tell you, we can't get enough. Simpson says she turned down the lead role in the 2004 hit movie, The Notebook. Can you believe it? She says she turned it down because of the sex scene with Ryan Gosling. They auditioned for the Mickey Mouse Club together. Next, Simpson admits to getting tummy tucks after her 2 pregnancies, despite doctors warning her that she could die from related health issues. And finally, she claims to have had an emotional affair with Johnny Knoxville while filming Dukes of Hazzard. This while she was still married to Nick Lachey. Whoa, what shocks you the most, Tori? She's telling it all.
Yeah, and I just want to ask a question. We kind of talked about John Mayer saying sexual napalm about her.
And the Playboy interview.
And the Playboy interview. Is this at all a double standard that she can just out Johnny Knoxville like that?
Well, this is something that Al and I were talking about. Of course, in a perfect world, I would hope that she would get those blessings, right? That she would say, hey, we had this emotional affair. I know this was 15 years ago. Were you, if he was with someone at the time, did you disclose that to that person? Because I'm about to out you. I hope that she did that. But at the same time, with someone's memoir, these are her experiences.
Yeah, but
is there a double standard? Do you feel that?
I feel it in Tori, you and I are kind of
talking about sex and talking about an emotional affair are 2 different things.
But, I mean, I don't. It depends on
saying
what that,
you're good
it depends
in bed,
on what's going on in that
and I'm
partnership.
responsible for an emotional affair are, in my opinion,
I always like
different.
I always like to pull back from stories and look at it from just like, how are we going to look at this 10 years from now? What's going on? I work with you guys. I know your spouses. I know your children. I know your parents. And if I was to write a book about DBL, you better be damn sure that I would think about anything that I wrote in there that might affect your life, especially if I had a clothing line that was paying me $1 billion and I didn't need the money. Sometimes people write the books because they need the money. She doesn't need the money. So now everything that she writes is going to affect somebody's.
But maybe she got it cleared.
But like even Vanessa Lachey said that never happened. That's affecting Nick and Vanessa because Nick's like, hey, did you send it? Vanessa's like, no. That's affecting the whole ripple.
Maybe she also has bad blood with these people too, so she doesn't care. You respect us. But maybe if there was someone working here that you had bad blood with, maybe you would feel a little bit more forthright to tell your story.
If she has bad blood with their kids.
Yeah.
You know, this is people's lives.
I get you. And
that's the difference between a memoir at 95 and a memoir at 35.
Yeah, but she's lived a life of addiction. And I know a lot of people that are in recovery, they feel like that they need to be testimony teachers. That's part of the 12 steps. So maybe this is her way. And again,
go to a cave and yell it. Just don't say it.
Unless she got people's, I hope that she got people's their approval. That would be the right way to do it.
I don't know. It just seems a little. I mean, her company's worth $1 billion. Do you need to get this off your chest to move on in life? To me, it's starting to pile up. Just being, if I was her husband, okay, and I have children, she's like, man, I went over to John Mayer's house and we went at it, okay? And he called it sexual napalm. Now I have this emotional connection to Johnny Knoxville that could never be beat. As a husband, I'd be like, listen, first of all, I feel a little insecure. Second, our children have, like, come on, you don't need to write this book. That's kind of where I'm leaning. And listen, my wife loves Jessica Simpson, but as a man, that's kind of where I'm leaning now. I'm like, you don't need to go on every talk show and talk about how John Mayer brought the noise.
Right. See, I disagree.
You know?
I think this
is her second book.
I disagree. I think this is part of her recovery to get all these things out that she may feel guilty about, that she may feel ashamed about, and to be her own testimony teacher. And I think by her doing that is very courageous. I agree with the kids aspect. At some point, she's going to have to sit down with her kids, but that can also be a beautiful example to them that she went from here to here emotionally, and that, again, just because I had all these flaws doesn't mean that I'm flawed now.
So recovery is at the expense of anyone else in your life?
You forget that I did say I hope that she got approvals from everybody involved.
But what about your husband?
Perhaps her husband supporting her forth. I mean, if you have a completely openly transparent relationship with someone, this is maybe all old news for the two of them, and he's encouraging her to purge all of it so she can finally be in recovery and then teach other people how to also be in recovery. That's the only way that I can see it. But I do agree with all 3 of you that she should get approval from those individuals involved. But